It says control children. I don't know if that's possible. What do you think so far?
I'm 100% good.
Yeah? Charlie, what do you think so far?
What can't you tell?
What?
What can't you tell?
Why can't I tell what?
That I'm tired.
Yeah?
You have enough energy for scooting? I don't know.
What's up, everybody? Below Average Hiker here, bringing you a review of the Altra Lone Peak 4.0 trail running shoe. Now, a quick disclaimer before we begin, I am not by any means a trail runner, so I don't know how this shoe performs as a trail running shoe. I don't run unless I'm being chased, so if that's the type of review that you're looking for, please check the link in the description below. Now, this review will actually be from the perspective of somebody who's just getting into hiking, has a little bit of experience under their belt, and wants a comfortable hiking shoe and is not interested in boots. I decided a long time ago that I did not want anything to do with hiking boots. To me, personally, they feel like cinder blocks on my feet. Maybe you disagree, and that's totally fine. It's all about personal preference. I'm just going to let you know what I think about this particular shoe and how it's treated me over the first, I would say I have about 100 miles on this shoe at this point in time. So, thank you for joining. I really, really appreciate you taking the time to watch this video. So let's just begin. First of all, I want to talk about the comfort of this shoe. Now, a long time ago, whenever I was first getting into hiking, I was looking at trail runners as far as a hiking shoe, and all of the vloggers that I watched, like Darwin and Dixie, they all talked about how they wore Altras, right? And they talked about zero drop, and we'll get to that in a minute and what that means if you don't already know. They talked about zero drop, and they talked about the wider toe box that Altra shoes have, and those were both issues that I had with pretty much every pair of shoes that I'd ever owned. Workout shoes, dress shoes, running shoes, anything like that. I've always had issues with those specific things, and it sounded like the Altra platform would be something that addressed those issues for me. So I decided I didn't want to jump in with both feet, funny, and buy a super expensive pair of shoes because, you know, the top of the line stuff, they're not cheap. So what I did was I went on Amazon and I picked up a pair of Altra Superior 3.0s. They were about $70 when I bought them, just to try to, which was still a little pricey for me at that point in time, but I really, really wanted to try these out. So I got them and I put them on my feet, and I literally did not want to ever take them off again. They were the most comfortable shoe that I had ever worn in my entire life, and they met all of my needs as far as a trail runner goes. I wore them hiking. I loved them so much that anytime I was permitted to wear tennis shoes, I was wearing my Altra Superiors, and because of that, I actually ended up wearing through them fairly quickly than they would be if you were just using them as a trail shoe. But I used them for everything. I went to the store in them. I barbecued in them. I wore them to work on casual days. You know, I wore these shoes all the time, and I actually still wear them for certain things because really the only thing that I've worn off is a lot of the tread on the bottom. So I kind of just turned them from trail runners into regular tennis shoes. So they still work great, but they lost a lot of that tread, so I wanted to look into getting a new pair of shoes. And at that point in time, Altra had, I'll say recently, not just, but recently released the Lone Peak 4.0. Now, I had seen the Lone Peak 3.5s before, but to me, they just looked like they had a huge sole on them, and that seemed kind of clunky to me. But whenever they released the Lone Peak 4.0, they kind of addressed that. There's not a hole, you know, it's a decent, you know, I would say mid-grade sole, but it's not super big, and it's not really thick like I had seen on the 3.5s. So that being said, I decided to go ahead and purchase the 4.0s. I have to tell you that I really, really do not regret that decision, because these are the most comfortable shoe that I've ever put on my foot. Now I'm trying to take a little better care of these, so I don't wear them everywhere, but I wear them every time I go hiking, and man, I don't have any issues with blisters. That's not to say that you won't, but I have been prone to blisters in the past. Never gotten a blister since I've put on an Altra shoe. Now I also wear darn tough socks with them, so I think that probably helps a little bit. But overall, just the comfort and the feel of these shoes are absolutely amazing, and I can't express enough how much I really enjoy both this wide toe box, as you can see, this foot-shaped toe box as they call it. It's considerably wider than any other shoe that I've ever owned. And it gives your toes room to spread out and to give you I think it's a better foundation, right? I think it's better for balance and things like that, because your toes have room to actually press down and spread out. Also, the zero drop. Let's talk about that for a second. Zero drop. What that means is that whenever you're standing up, the heel of your foot and the ball of your foot are exactly the same distance off the ground. That's what zero drops mean. Zero drop means. That means there is no drop between your heel and the ball of your foot. So you are sitting flat-footed, as opposed to whenever you have a regular running shoe on, it typically has a thicker heel and your foot is kind of canted forward. There are a lot of benefits to this, or that I've found personally. I have a lot of back problems, and I can see a noticeable difference since I've started wearing Altra zero drop shoes in my back issues, because I even went so far as to buy their Smith boot, which we can talk about in a different video, that I can actually wear to work on a regular basis. So I am all zero drop every single day, and my back is thanking me for that, because it's helped my posture. It helps me stand up straighter. Just for me, I can tell the difference whenever I put on one of my older pair of shoes that has the higher heel. I feel like I'm pushing forward. I feel like I'm like hunching forward whenever I'm wearing those, because I feel like I'm just walking off balance. So that was a massive, massive thing that I loved about these shoes, was the zero drop and the wide toe box. These are a mid cushion shoe as far as Altra has them rated. So they have a decent amount of cushion in the sole. I believe, please correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that the rock plate is built into these. With my Superiors, that I got a separate rock plate that I could put in underneath the insoles, but I think that they're built into these. Just a really, really phenomenal shoe, and I can't tell you how happy I am with the decision to actually buy these. Now, these were considerably more expensive than the Superiors. These, I think their listed price is $120. I think that they were worth every penny, and I would probably pay more for them now. If the price ever went up on them, I'd pay more for them, because they are that good. So that's kind of the rundown on the comfort. As far as the quality goes, now I have actually watched some of the trail running reviews as far as these go, people who actually run in these. Yeah, there's people out there that do that, go figure. People that actually run in these, and the biggest complaint that I see is that this rubber part at the front starts to peel away. Now I can see how running would be a lot more intense and impactful on the shoes, and as you're running, you're more prone to catch your toes on stuff, so I could see how that would peel away. But as you can see, like, I have no issues with it peeling away on this shoe or on the other one. So that's not really something that I've had to deal with, or that I have a complaint about. Otherwise, I mean, like I said, I have 100 miles on these shoes, and you can still read the Trail Claw tread on the bottom, right? So still tons and tons of tread left. I'd say the biggest wear is probably up here, but after 100 miles, if that's all I've got, then I think I'm doing pretty good. Quality-wise, these are super durable. I've soaked them. As you've seen from my videos, I've done tons of water crossings in them. Let them dry overnight. They dry super quick and have had no issues. The insides are still in good shape. They're not worn away. You can still see, I don't know if you can see it with the camera, but you can still see the Altra printing in there. So just all around a very high quality shoe, a very well put together shoe. And I think that, I've got at least another, I don't know, I would say at least 400, 500 miles left in these, because they've just barely started to wear after 100 miles. And I couldn't be happier with that. That's, again, another huge plus for these shoes. Finally, I kind of want to talk about the aesthetics, the look of them. Now, these come in several different colors. I'm not really one that's about the big, flashy, bright colors whenever I'm picking out a pair of shoes. So this is by far the most muted color scheme that they have. This is the orange on gray, and that suits me just fine. But if you like flashy, colorful shoes, there are several other different color options as far as the Lone Peak 4.0s are concerned. They just weren't really my style, so I went with the classic gray with the orange highlights and accents on it. Really, again, I can't think of anything that I don't like about these shoes. They have the gator traps on the back and on the side, and then the little hook up here. I don't own gators. I don't plan on owning gators, so I can't really give you an opinion on that. But as far as just an overall hiking shoe, even an entry-level hiking shoe, if you're not interested in hiking boots, I can't recommend the Altra Lone Peak 4.0 enough. It is worth every single penny. But again, if you're not ready to jump into an expensive pair of hiking shoes, I would suggest starting out with something like the Superior 3s. They're still available on Amazon. I think they're still about $60–70. I've also heard that 6pm.com has some pretty good deals on those. Try those out. If you don't immediately fall in love, then I'll be surprised. Actually, we were in an REI a few weeks ago, my wife and I had her try on a pair of Altras in her size, and she was hooked immediately. She loved them. She doesn't even hike that much, so she just really enjoyed the shoe and how it felt and how comfortable it was. So I've never really run into anybody that's tried on Ultras that said that they were uncomfortable. So I don't think that those people exist. I would love to hear your opinion. If you've tried these shoes out and you disagree with me, please let me know in the comments down below. Otherwise, I'm going to leave a link to these down in the description. Full disclosure, it is an affiliate link, so if you decide that you want to try these and you want to buy them, it does not add any cost to what you can purchase them for, but it does give me a little kickback that I can then put right back into the channel, into making these videos for you. Yeah, so on a scale of 1 to 10, I would give these shoes a solid 9.5, and that's just because they're really the only shoe that I've ever, the only really high-end shoe that I've ever tried as far as that goes. I don't really have anything to compare it to, so maybe there is something out there, so I'm kind of leaving that 0.5 there for the unknown. But again, I'm not an expert. I'm just giving you my own personal opinion. I really love these shoes, and I can't suggest them enough. I really appreciate you also watching this video and taking the time out of your day to spend time with me and watch me and what I do. If you like this video, please give that subscribe button a smash, give that like button a boop. I would really appreciate it. Also, if you want to go check out my Instagram, it's at @BelowAverageHiker. I would really appreciate if you'd give me a follow on there. Otherwise, I hope you have a fantastic day. This is Below Average Hiker wishing you happy hiking, and we'll see you next time.